they've had some success there, albeit at a smaller scale. I think their win rate over their 4 maps they've played it is about 75%, and they've
Yeah.
played teams like they 16-7 Sprout on it in the Snow Sweet Snow event. So played a couple of good teams on it. I think the GTZ Bulls and the Anonymous match they played, not really a huge sort of benchmark, but beating Sprout and beating the Copenhagen Flames team, 1916 is
Yeah.
pretty good. So definitely surprising not to see that come into the mix. But here we are. We are going to start things off on Dust 2. It's sunny, it's dusty, and it's the good old Counter-Strike Classic. We've been here once before today, and we are coming here again. This is where we start our best of 3. Offset versus Izako Boars. Map 1.
Yeah, Dust 2 is a hallmark of CSGO. Doesn't mean it's a good map.
Oh, here we go. I'm waiting for it. Let's please take your seat on the pedestal and tell us your thoughts. Open up.
Hello, everybody. My name is Danchan, and I do not like Dust 2. I'm wondering if you can help me with that problem. I don't think you can, though, because it's a dated map. It's not had any innovations in years. Not any innovations. Give us Tuscan. Bring back old Cobble. Do something.
This is
Jesus,
completely
put
off topic
Ancient
by
in
it.
there. Put Ancient in the map pool. Just do it. Do something.
I feel like I have to share this with the world. That I was just as you were going on your rant, I was just kind of staring up into the sky, just looking outside,
You're
and as you said,
outside.
bring back Tuscan. The first thing I
Yeah.
see is a bee that is probably the size of, I'd say, like 2 thumbs width. Like if you put your 2 thumbs together, that
Yeah.
was the width of the bee. That was a fat bee.
That is a chunky bee.
Chunky.
Did you know that ants quite often kill bees just by piling onto them, and then the bees can't support the ants and they just collapse and then get eaten.
Well, there you go, ladies and gents. We bring you only the finest bee facts here on LOOT.BET. Of course, the pistol round well underway now. It's offset to start the show. A quick shot to the head already means Izako Boars up 1 man down. Another frag rolls through, though, trading things back in favour of this T-side as they begin their progression up short. Looking for not really even an A split here, to be honest. It's pretty much all
What is
built
going
in
on?
towards the short play as the USPs let rip. Where are they going? Where are they? I don't know what the plan is at this point. They're taking fights everywhere, but it's back in favour of the T-side at least, and that's about all I have to add. Is Fox is 2 HP with a dream. It's not going to happen. Izako Boars, the weird, the wacky, the wonderful. It's a pistol round.
I mean, like, Fox peeked out of CT up to short, and there's just players, like, jumping around all on catwalk. I have no idea what was going on. But the Izako Boars do pick up the first round in all the madness. Start off their T side well. We have the Scout for Stomp. Few rifles, Tau with the Mac 10, and Stomp needs to be a little bit careful. Doesn't want to give himself up too easily to these 2 scouts down the bottom of mid that Offset have been able to pick forward. But a couple shots coming through from Stomp does dish out as much as he can take.
The classic right click. Stuck in the wall smoke. What's not to love? Let's see if it helps save them from this B split that's coming through. Fox 4 HP. There's the nade. Is it going to hit? It will. Beautifully done. And gets Izako Boars on the B site. That means all they have to do now is hold on. And this is one of the hardest sites in the game to retake. It really is. Especially when you're at a disadvantage.
And especially when you only have a P250, a 5.7, and a Scout. That is for sure.
You'd be surprised what you can get done with a 5.7.
True. I personally hate the gun. But I know as a loyal fan base.
See, the real question is, would you bring back the Tech 9 meta?
Oh, no. I'd rather see AWP as AWP, please. Rather than take a shot with the AWP, miss, and then switch to Tech 9 and shoot people in the head. And pistol rounds are already deadly as they are. The pistols don't need a buff.
I'd be inclined to agree. No more run and gun Tech 9s. It's been a while.
Imagine giving the Deagles like slightly better moving accuracy or something, or slightly faster fire rate. You just see carnage in the servers. Probably going to see carnage here as well. It looks like it might be an all-out brawl towards A, with about 4 players pushing from either side up through short. It is going to be a bit of a bloodbath. Chelsea at least gets one. But it is Izako Boars who come out of that with the man advantage and looking for even more now as well. They push forward in towards the site. Chain, he'll get himself a third, almost a fourth. Stomp will take that one from him though. As it's a pretty clean round there for Izako Boars. I think was it just 1 player going down, maybe 2, if I missed the second one. It was 2. It was 2 players. Fox getting one with the scout, and now the full guns come out for Offset. Fox with the AWP, 4 rifles. Stomp has upgraded his weaponry to the AWP as well, but can't quite hit a timing shot through those mid doors. Means that no damage inflicted early on. Instead, it's going to be up to Bialy to try and push out through long, leading the charge for his team.
Slow and steady. Once more, the tactic here. Just a slow burning push up through long. They're starting to clear out these key angles. Car, really the first main area of attack once you've got through pit and sort of the bottom side along. Your next major fight really is going to be about taking it to elbow. As 2 smokes come through, they allow you to cross. That's when your AWP will begin to move up. Watching the cross is perfect. That's best case scenario for you. All you now have to do is deal with Fox. From there, the site's yours.
Chelsea just on 2 HP. Fox is burning down as well. Everybody's burning, but it's the kills that will matter, and still Offset, they have themselves that man advantage. That is until Stomp comes through and gives them a good stomp, leaving just Nope J all on his lonesome. Walked over by Car, AK in sight, that we will be able to rid Shane of. Nice Molotov and the rifle combo there. Now leaves Stomp in a 1 versus 1, but he's not going to miss a beat. 4 perfect kills for him. And Izako Boars, they beat down the guns from Offset.
Just savage from Stomp. The one opportunity Offset had to reclaim that round was using those 2 players in CT, but not only does Stomp catch one through the edge of the smoke, then sees the other as he's reloading, and then slams that for a kill as well. That is unfortunate for Offset. They were actually in a really good position there.
Yeah. But it doesn't really matter at this point, as again, Stomp, he actually gets a tag onto the second player as well. So Izako Boars, they go 2 for 1 early on. It is just against limited weaponry though here again, and Offset just hoping that maybe they can find a kill, maybe 1 more. Would be nice for them. Anything just to try and limit the Izako Boars economy, because obviously only Stomp surviving that previous round means they had to reinvest a lot. Their economy isn't in the best of places. They do have enough for a rebuy if needed. But they want to try and clean this up quickly with Bialy finding Chelsea. Fox to try and put some damage down, but he can't connect anything, and it's going to be a 5th for Izako Boars. That wasn't really in doubt. But nope, unless he can find some heroics with the scout, it's looking like Izako Boars will be able to carry quite a few guns into the next round.
It's really going to be the next big problem here for this CT side is one thing to start, kind of losing these rounds quick and early on here on Dust 2. It's another thing to start allowing the T side to build up money in the bank. And that's going to be the next big goal of this T side. 5 rounds, back to back. Over $6,000 already on one player, the rest beginning to build up their bank balance as well. This is where it begins to get rather worrisome for this Offset side, because if they allow Izako to start to just run away with this one, both in terms of rounds and money, it becomes harder and harder for them to bring this one back.
Nope does a good job there, actually. taking down a couple more players. It means Izako only actually take 2 guns, and they are spending more than they're earning from that round. Good work from him. But it is still 5 on the board, and guns now for Offset. Another chance. Oh, that shot almost connects. It looked like it was dead on, but Stomp can't quite find the damage. Would have just been a lucky shot through the door, timing shot. Now Izako, they look to try and steal a bit of control towards mid. Offset playing 2 towards B here on the CT side. It's going to mean the A defense is a little bit weak. You've got to have one of these players trying to cover off mid, so there's no sort of traps and.
Here they come. They know he's there.
Yeah, it saw his foot and Sweehee. No way he gets a second as well onto Nope. Now leaves a lot of pressure on Fox towards his A site, but with the AWP can hold them back, and a beautiful flashbang. He's creating damage and he's creating pressure on these Izako Boars. Nice attempt there from Tau.
Imagine getting pushed back off your angle by a Kukli AK.
Gonna get finished off as well, leaving it all to Shellzy. Sort of like Stormzy, but with more artillery. Tau finishes them off. Nice couple kills from him just to clean up the round. As Izako up to 6. This is looking brutal, and this is sort of what I feared when we talked in the pre-game about Dust 2. I was worried that for Offset's sake, Izako are no slouches on this map. They are pretty strong, and Offset's record isn't too good themselves, so maybe a bit of a Hail Mary pick from Offset. Maybe they've been doing some work in the background, but right now it's not paying off for them as Izako have a strong lead. The only consolation for Offset is, as you can see, a few of their players limited on cash. You've got 2 players $100, Sweehee on 1800, while Stomp and Tau have a bit extra. I mean, Stomp could drop a couple, plus buy an AWP for himself. If they do need to rebuy some guns, Tau can buy himself as well. A little bit of a stat cycle here. Fox is actually on 123 ADR. He's highest in the server for ADR right now. That's interesting. But his team still haven't found a round, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's a great stat, and it is a great stat to look at for impact from individual players, but at the end of the day, what's the one thing that matters more than your headshot percentage or your ADR or anything else?
You win the game.
The rounds that... Well, yeah, ultimately, if you want to go sort of 10,000 foot, it is do you win or do you lose the game, but that is derived by the rounds you pick up. And at the end of the day, you can have 120 ADR. You are 0-6 right now. You're on the losing team.
Yeah. Elo hell.
Ouch.
Get through on this one. Why Fox is in Elo hell with Offset? Or why he isn't. Do love a bit of food.
You can't wrangle your way out of that one.
It was a nice opening shot.
Face first with an AK into a pistol.
I mean, opening kill went Offset's way, courtesy of Fox, but again, the round is just going to slip away because Izako Boars have just brute forced their way in towards that B site. Fox will try and save the AK Riz. We'll stick around a little bit closer, just hoping that maybe you can catch a player off guard, steal away another gun, just to bolster the economy and the buy for that next round for Offset. I mean, they have enough cash for the full buy. They're at max loss, 3,400. Going to be coming into their pockets, lining them thick. But, I mean, if you can save an AK, it's better than the M4, and it might mean in future rounds you can get some better utility through as well for rebuys. And after all, it's a weapon you don't have to buy. And Izako Boars actually keep 4 players alive in this one as well, which is not fun. Not fun for Offset, that is.
Dan Chan, I got to ask the question.
Go on.
I got to ask. What would you put on the line right now that this is going to be a 16-0? Do you think it's going to happen? Give me a prediction.
No, I can't be a 16-0. Don't tempt me like that.
I got to ask early on, because otherwise, if I ask you like 12-0, then it's cheating at that point.
Yeah, I'd say, I don't know, probably like, I'd probably put like a few pounds, a few euros
Okay, well,
on it being a 16-0. I'm not
much.
confident in it. No.
You're not confident in it. That's good. That's
No.
good to know. That's good to know. I think it's
But-
going to be. It's got a long way away just yet, but so far the early signs are a very strong performance here from the T side. As now they do go for the A play once more, met with more resistance this time around. It actually will go for a 2-for-1 trade for Offset. Clues very much in the name. Let's see what happens towards B here, though. This could get a little bit interesting.
That's Shane having a look forward. He's not going to expect
Look at the
Chelsea.
check up.
And that might be the round done. That might be the hopes and dreams of 16-0 gone, just as soon as you mention it. But 40 seconds and an opening towards the A site. Maybe there's still hope.
Yeah, I think you have to be careful. I think you have to be very careful. Because they know that he's either going to be car or site right now. They should know.
Well,
The fact that he gets both of those kills is just a bit of a mockery there. They should know he's only going to be car or site. We've killed the one rotator. He's checking long. But I suppose it had to happen. We asked the question. We immediately got our answer.
Yeah. And look at the entry kills as well. Like, the offset side have been finding quite a few. They've found 4 in total. Izako Boars in total have only found 2 entry kills themselves.
That doesn't...
There's 8 rounds played though.
Yeah.
Where
I
are
mean,
the
this
missing
seems-
kills?
This seems like a 1 + 1 = 4 kind of scenario.
The minute you apply math to the situation, it all breaks down. The simulation, no! It's all crumbling. Oh dear. Izako Boars. Well, the 16-0's gone for them. Maybe a 16-1. What money would you put on a 16-1?
Oh well, I mean, I think at this point you should refer to the Loot.BET odds, guys. That's where you should be looking at to get an idea of kind of where things are going to be going. As this big push comes out towards long, the AUG becomes the laser that it was meant to be. Picks off one player already as the short presence currently missing. Fox there to hold that down, of course. Looks like they will eventually be pushing up towards it, but no refrag options towards long means it's going to be a kill untraded. This is a welcome change here for Offset, getting themselves these early picks and not allowing for any immediate re-challenge.
Another kill coming through. Org's doing the dirty work now for Offset. As Izako Boars might just try and brute force their way in towards his B site. There's 2 players in defense though, and Snappy. Oh, lots of damage done, but it's Shane with the kill. Not expecting Nope to be close, and he's going to shut down too. Stomp, last alive, 50 HP. Has the bomb and an AWP, and that's a very quick shot onto Fox. Looking for more. Oh, that is quick! No way, he can't do this. 2 more kills to find. Chelsea and Riz need to play this one perfectly. They need to make sure that Stomp is not able to get that up. Cox and loaded once more if he takes down one of these players. They need to deny the AWP reset. And now, going to try pushing in towards the site. That Molotov will just hold them back for a moment. The smoke towards the door as well. But he tries to bait them out, and they are going to bite hard. But Stomp can't find the shots. And a decent attempt from the AWP there. It was always a pretty unwinnable situation.
You can't really ask for much more
No.
than Stomp there, to be honest. He's done wonders to find that second kill. Beautiful shot, it really is. Unfortunately for him, because he expected them to have some level of presence lower tunnels, he wasn't able to get the pick he was looking for to create the 1v1, which meant that by the time he runs to site to go for that plant, it's pretty much always going to end in a double peak. Pretty much every time. because that's the way it should be played. That's good Counter-Strike. Unfortunately, it just doesn't favor him. So
That was a very quick peek. The Fox is not going to be deterred. Reaggress and get himself an opening frag. It is just limited weaponry for Izako Boars. Jump on a scout, a few eagles. Nothing really that should be causing any problems for Offset. And I fear this may just
nice
be
picks.
a bloodbath.
Yeah, it's going to be just a couple of nice little re-pick opportunities to the CT side. Bit of a chance to practice how they really want to be approaching this aggressive A play, but nothing really that Izako Boars can do. Not very threatening play, unfortunately. Just trying to maximize the damage they could do, ideally.
Offset now finding a little bit of form on the CT side. It's always good to see. It was looking dangerous early on. We were contemplating a 16-0 as it got to 7-0, but now Offset have life in them. Stomp had a chance there, as I think he just spotted the player having a bit of a mooch around the back of the smoke, but can't quite nail the shots, and still a 5-on-5. No damage done, no opportunities found as Izako. They do have a bit of control towards long. 4 players, or actually all 5 players, are out towards long there, and that's allowing Offset to have a bit of a mooch around the rest of this map. They're going on some expeditions, and they're finding plenty of valuable info. See, Snappy is already top mid. They've got, I think that's Nope in towards the tunnels. So lots of deep presence from Offset. They know it's going to be B here, or know it's going to be A rather.
Yeah, pretty confidently. You've got top mid control, lower tunnels cleared off. You know entirely where this play is coming from. All you have to do now is hold A long, because you know it's not even going to be a short play. At this point, you have the entire TSO force boxed in one corner.
Yeah, and it's Fox just having fun. 3 kills for him with the AWP. Nice work. That first shot onto Stomp, crucial, and it allows him just to take these fights without worrying about a long-range AWP having a pinch at him. So 4 now for Offset, and again, Izako Boars low buy in this one. Going to be Offset clawing a little bit closer once more. A really good recomposure here from Offset to get themselves back into this first half.
I'm glad we asked the question, would it be as clean cut as something as dangerous as 16-0? Because it seems since then the wake-up call came in. Offset been playing some stellar CS, and really the big part of it has just been map control for them. They've been much more aggressive at taking B tunnels, taking A short, giving themselves the information that actually Izako Boars are going for a lot of these all-in plays where it's 4 or 5 men B hits, 4 or 5 men A long hits. Which means it's quite easy for them to be getting that early information just by pushing things like lower tunnels. Gotta be careful here though, don't give too much away to these pistols.
Yeah, an opening kill already found, but the flank from Riz just helps to lock this one down. With only Shane and Bialy left. Okay, I mean, damage being done, 2 kills found. Anything extra for Shane now is just a bit of a bonus. Really wants Shelzy to peek. Not going to happen, though. Discipline from Shelzy. That's always good to see. That's a nice shot from Shane.
They gotta get the plant as well, just because they don't have anyone actually over towards this site apart from that one player. So gets him a plant. If he can shuffle around for the AWP as well, it's probably best case scenario for him.
Oh!
What a shot! Gets the flick, knows the second player's here. He can hear him stepping around, sees the head, doesn't want to take the first shot, but now looking for another headshot angle, lets the spray go, and he pulls it off. That is an ace clutch play that should never happen. That is insane.
What a monster. You can't be having that. That's not in this realm.
He's flicked off his
shot.
mouse mat there.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, his mouse is in the kitchen now. Had to plug in his wrist to play for that final shot. Super sick from Shane, though. And that is an 8th for Izako Boars. So 9 offset, a 5th. And remember, that was just pistols and a scout for the Izako Boars. They pull it off with such limited weaponry. And that's going to be a big hindrance to offset and their economy, as you can see. No cash in reserve. Shelsy's left with an MP9. The rest of the team have pretty strong weaponry, a bit of missing utility, but Izako, a real chance to try and squish offset once again. Look to try and create space towards B. Chelsea is playing a great angle for that MP9, though. It could find huge kills in that position.
Good shot from Fox, just playing the angle through the door. Nice way to grab an early kill.
Doesn't really want to get caught out, though. We'll call for some assistance, and has a couple teammates there. However, Chelsea, one of the players who rotates over to assist, is actually going to get caught by the AWP of Stomp, and so will Fox. But this time it's down to Tau, and it's all going to be going off towards B. When are we getting B movie 2? That's the real question, though. Stomp is going to just keep on rolling with that AWP. Riz, the last man alive, just going to have to collect that AWP off Fox's corpse and try and save it. 30 seconds until that bomb explodes. That's 30 seconds to contemplate what went wrong in this round. After Fox found an opening, it all just disintegrated for the offset side, and Izako Boars, they'll find a 9th.
Really starting to add up quite quickly here for this T side.
Yeah. Obviously, we saw Exploit have a really strong T side earlier today on Dust 2, and then just completely drop it on the CT side. I'm not sure that's going to be the case here.
It can happen, though. A team with absolutely no coordination on the CT side at all can be a shambles and easily picked apart by a T side, so it can be a two-way street. I think the key is you have to get yourself to enough rounds where the game is pretty much a case of win the pistol, win a gun round, and your job's done. That's ideally when you want to get yourself to.
Be a bit of a brawl towards long. 4 players with just pistols here might get returned to mince meat. And yeah, there you go. All getting their ducks in a row. Izako Boars will have this A site, no problem. Smokes down. Ooh. Oh, Fox. I thought he might go for a shot through the smoke. Could have connected and then misses a couple chances there onto Bialy. He will ensure that he's not going to survive until the next round. So 10 now for Izako Boars and possibly an 11th. No money for the AWP on that offset side. So they'll just have to make do with the 5 M4s. And a spattering of utilities. It could very well be Izako finding 11 here. Which is not fun. At least for offset.
See if this aggression in mid pays some dividends. Just walks right through mid doors. We're not going to see the refrag coming through, but not for a smoke going down. Fox, though, I love this. This is what we wanted to see from offset. We talked a little bit about this with them pushing A short, but get aggressive. When Izako Boars take early map control, they take mid, take something back from them. This is where you can catch them off guard.
Yeah, Fox is going to be a real hindrance for them. You can see they're trying to push to clear him out, but Sweetie alone, that's the bomb dropped. And now you can see Offset, they're starting to garner more players into this position to support Fox and take control of that bomb. Shelzy locking down B side. It's just Stomp alone versus 4.
He's played that angle a lot. Shelzy's played that angle a lot this half. I'm really surprised that they haven't started to think about maybe we should check that. When we're doing this like contact walk-in B play, maybe we should just check that angle because he's been there 3-4 times now.
Yeah, well, you don't have to check it anymore. Because now they switch over to the CT side themselves, the Izako Boars. Having a look at the scoreboard. Shane, 16 kills for him, had that mega ace round. The one leading the server right now. Stomp with 11 AWP kills. We'd love to see that. That's an impressive stat as well. 11 AWP kills. It maybe means he's relying a lot on the AWP, considering he has 14 in total, but nice aggression towards Long to try and beat back the oppressors of the Offset side. But now things start to fall away. Izako Boars then have to re-aggress even more to try and find the advantage as they get themselves into a 2-on-2. It's Tao and Shane against Fox and Riz. And they are reading this one, Tao. Have moved over towards the B site with one of their players, but actually Offset, oh, it's all the big bamboozle. It's bamboozled the foozles, and now it's going to be the A-bomb plant coming through. It's going to be uncontested by Izako Boars, and the retake required. Tao, he has a kit. Shane, he has armor, but they're both limited on HP. Riz as well, he's taken considerable damage. Can the Izako Boars find a shot to open things up? That would have been a nice one to find for Tao. But the opportunity slips by. Instead, it's Shane who picks up the kill. Using the intel from his teammate. Now Fox alone in a 1 versus 2, but he has a P250. A weapon that can rival these USPs at long range. But as they get closer, that chance starts to slip and they've spotted him out. But he still finds the first. Now, quick shots onto Tao. He gets them down and it's offset to 6. They are able to pull away a pistol there. Even in the 1v2 for Fox. And they actually had a 2-man advantage, Izako Boars, early on here.
Yeah, it's interesting how quickly it sort of fell away for the CT side. I have to say, that kill on the crossing player make it look effortless as they ran through long corner. But unfortunately, the P250, too hot to handle. Some great play there at the end to secure the pistol for Offset.
Yeah,
and that opens this game up now. Gives us a map back of Counter-Strike to play with.
Yeah. Exactly what they needed. Because you don't want Izako Boars getting to that 12-13 scoreline. And being able to sort of have these opportunities. I mean, Exploit. This is a very similar situation to how Exploit were in. But obviously they won the pistol round in the second half and ended up like 12-5. And they were only able to find one other round in that entire half. So for Izako Boars, really, you can't be too comfortable now. Especially with Offset closing up early on. You don't have the time to build up a bit of extra buffer before the guns come out. You are now the ones on the back foot. And if you lose that first gun round, Offset are going to be right there with you. But triple nades! Not quite taking down Riz. Needed to be the triple nade, I think, for that one, as he's left with 9 points of health.
See if these pistols and short can really do much to hold this push. Slowed down somewhat by the smoke, of course, but that MAC-10 surely will just chew them alive.
It should do. Should be able to build up a bit of cash as well. A resmoke towards short holds them back, and that might actually push them into Shane's crosshair over towards long doors. If he can get one here, which he does, almost a second as he tags down Snappy, but not enough time to get the second bullet through. 1 for 1. However, this kill onto Shelzy, rather. going to open up a lot of space for Izako Boars and constrict offset just to long. And you can see Izako Boars, how they are rotating 3 players through the long doors. Oh, stomp. That shot through the smoke would have just turned things so very far into Izako's favor as they now make their presence towards long known. And there's just so many players that they can't take those fights to offset. And when they do, they are cut down, leaving it all towards Fox, who can't get anything done. The AK, it may be more powerful, but when there's 4 players in front of you, there's just no chance for retribution there as Izako Boars immediately answer back with 11th round.
Yeah, fortunately, Izako Boars outfox offset. It's 11th round picked up, and a disastrous way to achieve it as well. It should be a round that is pretty solidly in favor of offset, but they just get picked apart piece by piece by piece. Many a 1v1 duel. And that brings it full circle back to him.
I actually like what Offset did towards long doors there when clearing out Shane. They sent, I think it was Riz in, the low HP player first, and that he was the guy who took the headshot from Shane. So it meant that the rest of the players, they could have that high HP and were able to take the more extended fight as Bialy. That's a nice spray towards top mid. Running out of ammo in the mag though, has to call for a bit of support. And before you know it, the round is done. They did lose Bialy in all the madness, but still a clean round, just losing that one player coming through for Izako. Very nice work. And now Offset, they do bring the guns out for themselves. Is there an AWP on the floor for Fox? I don't think so. They didn't have enough cash. I'm assuming there's an AK there for him, though. Actually, a scout. Okay.
Starting to get to that second half, sort of concluding part of the game here now. Izako Boars really on the final sprint here to the finish line. I'm curious to see if they opt to employ any of the aggressive tactics that Offset tried in the first half to pick up some of these rounds. And for example, taking some long control here when obviously we can see that it's a heavy short presence. Oh, that's a shame about the missed frag grenade there. That would have actually done a ton of damage if they'd landed that
It would
quickly.
have. Should still be able to find damage with this AWP stomp. However, the utility is going to restrict his potential playable positions as it allows Offset a deep run in towards the site. They've got Shelzy already there. Stomp has cut down one of his teammates and they're going for the bomb plant. They need to deal with Shelzy because he's causing so many issues for them as he manages to find a kill and a half. Shane and Bialy left in a 2-on-3. I mean, Snappy's low HP. There is a HE that would finish him off if they chucked it towards the ramp, but they're just going to take the dry peek instead, and that's going to be to their demise, because Snappy, that low HP is enough for 2.
Interesting chance there actually to go for the counter boost. It feels like they considered it, but I'm assuming they chose not to do it because of the risk that third player is there just ready and waiting, watching for that exact move. So definitely a high-risk maneuver.
And obviously, we can see all the HP. We can see the players' positions and everything. So tantalizing if they'd have thrown that nade towards a ramp. It would have dealt with the low HP and done a considerable amount of damage to the second player as well. Might have opened up the round. But you see Fox still leading the way. 107 ADR for him. Beaten only by Shane at this point. He's really a standout performer for that Izako Boars side. The rest of his team lagging behind. If even just one of those players steps up, it might all be over for Offset.
Curious to see what they choose to do now towards this B area of the map. Has gone back towards more classic default. 2 players lower tunnels, one of which more focused on hold the upper side. This is kind of the way you really want to start every round on your T side, unless you're doing a set piece. But will they actually do anything with that? Kind of get more pokey towards the B side itself? We've really seen only the A site so far in the bulk of these rounds. It looks like they're doing the same thing again. Literally just contact up short.
Interested to see if it works out for them. I mean, obviously, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Trying to fake it. I'm not sure if that's perhaps a bit too complex. Knowing that Orp's going to be just watching.
Tells you though. Ooh, as this smoke fades, he's surely got himself a kill. Yes, he does. So, a fake of the fake. They will commit towards the A site, and there's still a player out towards long. That is Tau. Stomp, a very quick refrag with the Orp there. A must-needed one as well to deny Offset getting themselves any sort of big lasting advantages in this round, despite the bomb going down. There's 2 players towards short here for Offset. They're just both looking at the smoke, hoping somebody's going to push through and grant them a frag. But as it fades, Riz might be up for the taking. And there goes Shane, finding one. Fox is caught in transition. He actually just craters himself. That is...
Yeah, he took too much damage while falling.
Go.
That's what happened. He got caught mid-transition, as you put it. So, took too much damage mid-air. By the time he hit the ground, there was nothing left to soak up that drop.
Yeah.
Smart timing, though. That's really good timing to peek from the CT side there. Just to catch him as he's jumping.
Ooh, that was straight in the crotch as well.
Couldn't think of anywhere worse to be shot.
No, I mean, honestly... it's all... being shot anywhere isn't fun, I'm assuming. Not that I've ever been shot, but... so I'm not speaking from experience, but... It's one of those things that you just sort of know. Izako, they inch closer to that illustrious 16. Remember, this is Offset's map pick, and we said coming into this that it was an awkward... maybe not awkward, but it was an interesting pick from Offset, considering the sort of form Izako Boars have been having on this map themselves. So Izako probably happy this map came through, in fact, especially picked by Offset. And we could be seeing a very quick 2-0 here as these pistols just getting mown down. Shane just popping his head up like a whack-a-mole, but they can't stop him until Fox steps up to the mallet. And we'll quickly slam it down. But it's just that one kill that comes through for the Offset side. Very nice from Shane here. Nailing pretty much every shot set in front of him.
Pretty clean, to be honest. With you only looking at the fact they get a single kill in the round. Now no real money to work with. You're probably looking at a last stand for Offset in the next round.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be 15 unless there's something magnificent from Offset. Although, I
mean, we've seen wilder things with Deagles. So.
True. Looking a little less likely now with the opening kills going Izako's way. Flashbang as well allows Tau to peek, and actually the nade got one of the kills as well. So Tau just locks down everything towards long there. And it is 15 for Izako Boars, as you prophesized a little bit there.
Hey, perfect. This is the one now that we are all waiting for. This is that last stand, right? So really intrigued to see sort of how they can play this out and what it leads to. Whether there will be any kind of future rounds here. Honestly, my take on this is probably a done deal, and we're probably looking at map 2, and we're probably standing behind the 2-0 as well, to be honest.
Yeah, I think 2-0. The way it's looking right now with Mirage at that second map, but maybe, just maybe, Offset can keep themselves alive in Dust 2 for a little bit longer. It's only a scout for Fox, though, again. Limited weaponry for him. Not been able to get that off a whole lot. The rest of the team with the AKs might be able to find something, and they've got plenty of utility to use. That's the good thing for them. As they start to stack themselves up towards short, Stomp's going to be looking around to try and find a little bit of something. Add a little spice to this round. That smoke makes things a little bit difficult. It means it'd have to swing so far wide into the sort of one way that Offset have set there.
Nice little aggressive angle in towards B. You can just see the confidence on the lack of Boars there. The drop into CT going to get caught as well. Meaning the inevitable mid push comes through. They know what's coming. Not the perfect of responses. Offset will take a few kills off the back of that. Well, this is where that ult can really shine now. Trying to catch them on the push. Really make this as expensive as possible. Does eventually still fall. So still a 2-on-2. Still very much doable. But Offset have to ensure they don't take any fights and take any gambles. And unfortunately, we haven't seen the signs to show that that's what going to be the case here. I mean, they're already heavily dueling Tau
Oh,
and Tunnels.
no.
Just giving him the 1v1s.
Yeah, that puts so much pressure on Chelsea, and he can't stand up to it. It is going to be that 16th for Izako Boars. As you said, yeah, they tried to take the fight towards Tunnels to clear that player out. But it was a 1v1, and Tau wins it out. So it will be Izako Boars picking up the map pick of Offset. Thus 2 goes their way, and we'll be heading over to Mirage after just a short break to see if Izako Boars are going to take this one 2-0 on their own map pick. Whether Offset can actually fight back and keep themselves in this best of 3. So don't go anywhere, stay tuned, and join us for that second map.